I don't talk about topics a lot in my blogs, and blogging, by definition, is just short, sweet, but sometimes not so sweet. And in this case, the devil's in the details, and it's called hatred. Hatred is one that I think a lot of us are familiar with, and it could go on offline, in your work space. It could happen at school. It could happen in any capacity. It could happen online. Uh, a reason I feel compelled to share this is that it happens in families too, and it happens at home. It says in and when families go through abuse, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to hit somebody to be abused. Emotional abuse is a form of hatred. And it says to flee that person, and it says to flee that man. In this case, that's how it's worded because it's in masculine text. uh, that's how the Bible describes it. So the devil's in the details. And the reason I brought this up tonight because I've been blogging all day about different topics around domestic violence, but I think in the biblical sense, I wanted to bring out the Bible in context about why it's important that you flee abuse, and why you flee it is because it's biblical. And there's a lot of people that ask the questions why they should stay in it. It's You're not a martyr by staying in abuse. You're actually enabling the abuser to continue the abuse. And I am going to share a little bit more about this story about enabling an abuser is a, like letting a fugitive live with you, a fugitive of the law. It's really breaking the law, if anything. Um, and I know people that are breaking the law right now that are continuing to let their abuser abuse them. And the devil's in the details. And let me just say to you this: those people that continue to let their abuser abuse them are suffering from what I think is called Stockholm Syndrome. And the reason why there's so much problems in society is it's a silent killer. And it's a silent killer because it's going on in junior high and high school, where there's abuse going on in very subtle, very extreme forms of abuse to all out physical violence, like gang stalking in numerous types of ways. We could talk about narcissist abuse. We could talk about numerous types of abuses that apply. So when we talk about gang stalking or TI, targeted individuals in this case, maybe how somebody's targeted for abuse at school, at junior high or high school, how seriously affected they are by the abuse they're enduring. Like, we're talking about cyberbullying or bullying that leads to suicide. I have to make this video for this reason. The reason it says flee abuse is because you should transfer schools or transfer out if it's that excessive. And I think it's so extreme that I had to do this video tonight. It's of emergency that I share this message. I know somebody that's suffering unnecessarily and doesn't have to suffer anymore. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it in my comment section that you may have suffered abuse for a long time and you're just now opening up. And I know people in my Facebook page that are suffering unusual cruelty that has enormous impact over your life for a long time. So I'm doing this video for you that have suffered so much abuse over your lifetime that you're breaking the cycle by opening up. You can open up to me. I can tell you just by listening to this video. It's the first step in getting out of this abuse. It says in the Bible, it's a biblical reality to flee those people that are abusing you. Transfer schools, transfer your job, change everything that you're doing. Change everything. Change your address. Make sure you get a P.O. box. Do whatever it is that you have no contact with that person whatsoever. It is imperative that you get this right. The devil's in the details. Hatred has no place in your life. Thank you for listening. It's imperative that this message gets out to the person that needs to get out to. And I specifically did this video for that reason. God bless you and good night.